What you're about to hear is what some in Cannon County believe is more than just dirty politics.
It involves threatening letters and audio recordings that were never supposed to be made public. That is, until our chief investigative reporter, Jeremy Finley, got a hold of it.
A former county commissioner says what you're about to see is proof that the Cannon County executive is using strong arm politics. The letters we've obtained were clearly designed to be anonymous threats to those who clashed with the county government. That is, until the county executive himself was caught discussing them. And now the TBI is investigating. Are you critical of the county?
I surely am.
Jan Powell knew her frequent criticisms of Cannon County government on Facebook would make her some enemies.
I'm a taxpayer and I'm going to say what I want to.
But she never anticipated retaliation that would arrive in the mail. Did you feel threatened by this letter?
Absolutely did.
And be heard in recorded audio of the highest elected official in the county.
That son of a bitch has been lit up.
How do you explain what's on this audio?
I can't comment on it.
Audio obtained by the News 4i team of the county executive discussing an anonymous threatening letter, almost verbatim, during a private meeting. Here's the letter on the left. Listen to Gannon's own words on the right.
And if you think they won't find out, I'm warning you. You shut up or I'm putting that this on Facebook. And then it says at the bottom, and if that don't work, I know some other stuff I'll put on Facebook.
He should not be representing our county.
It all started when Cannon County Deputy Clerk Tina George walked past Gannon's office and could hear him and Commissioner Adam Melton from the hallway outside. Fearing they were violating the Open Meeting Act, which forbids deliberation of county business in secret, she sat down and started recording. You thought this is a meeting that shouldn't be happening.
Exactly.
And you needed to get proof of this. And that's when George heard about a letter threatening a taxpayer not to say anything else on Facebook. We won't get into specifics, but the letter threatens to expose an alleged sex act performed by the taxpayer that the letter claimed happened in a horse trailer. Again, what the threatening letter read on the left and what Mike Gannon said in that meeting.
Then it said, if you're not, I remember when you were on a horse ride a few years ago in the back of a horse trailer giving 3 minutes. How would your church folks feel about you then? Something like that. I can't remember exact words. If I were you, I would stay off. I'm telling you, if I were you, I would leave quiet on Facebook. She should have got it today. It was made with respect. That's what I heard.
I couldn't believe that they would, he would do such a thing or someone would be capable of doing such a thing.
And when that meeting ended, George was waiting outside.
Hi, Mike.
What are you doing?
What do you mean, what am I doing?
You listen. What are you doing?
I have heard everything you have said.
You probably have.
A few days later, Jan Powell went to her mailbox and found a letter from an anonymous sender containing the insulting sex claim she says never happened.
I was pretty scared because I didn't know who it was and I didn't know what they was going to do. And I immediately started looking over my shoulder, and I still look over my shoulder.
Powell went from scared to angry when George and her former county commissioner husband shared with her what was said in the recorded audio.
Strong arm politics is all it is.
It appears that the county mayor had knowledge that this letter was going to be sent to you. What do you think about that?
I think he's a scumbag.
Did you have knowledge that these threatening letters were being sent to your critics?
I just can't answer that.
Yes, I was looking for Mike Gannon. When Gannon didn't respond to our repeated phone calls requesting an interview, the News 4i team tracked him down. This is the audio. This is the recording of you having conversations knowing about a threatening letter to one of your constituents. You want to hear it?
No.
And our investigation found Powell isn't the only woman in Cannon County who's received an anonymous threatening letter after clashing with Cannon County's executive.
I got a letter, a threatening letter.
Dottie Duggan is a councilwoman in Woodbury. When you look at the handwriting, how similar is it to the letter you received?
It's the exact same handwriting.
Now listen to what was said in that meeting between Gannon and Commissioner Adam Melton.
Boy,
boy, it sure shut down. It sure shut down. It sure did.
You know who made that?
Hell, don't want to.
I was mortified, ashamed.
This critic of Cannon County government is still so frightened after receiving an anonymous threatening letter, she asked us to hide her identity. Look at how the G's and Y's are written on her letter and the others. The handwriting is strikingly similar. After she received it, the threat worked. She stopped posting about Cannon County government.
It's just to shut you up. And it did a really good job.
It shut you up.
It did.
You are the county executive.
I am.
You are elected to this position.
I am.
There are women in this county who have all received the same kind of threatening letter that have all been critical of you. Do you know that these letters are being sent to these women?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
If he had no idea what I was talking about, let's quickly revisit what he said in that meeting about the letter to Jan Powell.
She should have gotten it today. It was made with respect. That's what I heard. You're welcome to call my attorney. I have no comment. Thank you.
And with that, Mike Gannon wasn't taking any more questions. Just this afternoon, I spoke with District Attorney Jennings Jones, who says he is concerned enough about this audio that he has asked the TBI to investigate Mike Gannon. TBI spokesman Josh Devine says they were asked to investigate an extortion claim involving Mike Gannon. What is this alleged extortion entail? This is obviously something we're going to be investigating for some time. Within the last hour, Gannon's attorney tells me his client denies doing anything wrong, and he wants to defend himself, but he cannot comment until after the TBI's investigation is complete.
The highest elected official in Cannon County should resign. That is the result of a new information survey taken by taxpayers who saw the findings from a News 4 I-Team investigation. It all came to a head tonight at a commissioners' meeting, and our chief investigative reporter, Jeremy Finley, was there.
Most of Lynn Pickett's customers are women. It's why the talk in her store on the Woodbury Square is all about the county executive.
They're waiting and asking why he's still in office.
And if you're not outraged, you should be.
It's also why, across the street in the courthouse, taxpayers packed the county commission meeting to hear the results of an online survey taken by more than 200 people with questions like this.
Do you think Mike should resign as exec? 86%.
86% who say what the News 4 I-Team exposed should prompt Gannon to resign. How we obtained audio of the county executive talking and laughing about anonymous threatening letters being sent to his female critics. Letters all with similar handwriting.
That son of a bitch is going to live up. She should have gotten it today. It was made with respect. That's what I heard.
How is it that you, Mr. Gannon, knew what was in those letters before they were ever out? These are questions that are important and need to be answered.
Not all, though, believe Gannon should step down.
I don't ask you to resign, Mike. I'll stand behind you 100%.
As for Gannon, he remained silent and only had this to say to the News 4 I-Team before the meeting began. If they were to ask you to resign, would you resign?
No.
Tell me why.
No reason to.
I think it's disgusting.
The creator of the survey knows it changes nothing. No action was taken by the commission. He says the action has to be taken by the people of the county.
If that means changing the whole regime, we change the whole regime. I think there's a war on women in this county. I really do.